Good morning.
Hi.
So today, due to popular demand, Vikki is going to cook a recipe that she invented while we happened to be in England for our last English retreat. What are we cooking today, Vikki?
It's called French toast bake.
How
That's
do we
what I
bake
call
French
it.
toast?
Well, when you have a big group of people, or you don't want to get up early and make breakfast, then you make it the night before and pop it in the oven in the morning.
Doesn't it get soggy?
No, that's the point.
Ah, that's the point. Okay, so yes, it gets soggy.
Okay?
All right, so do you want to go ahead and start, or do you want to explain what we're going to do?
Well, no, let's explain as we go. How's that?
Sounds like a plan.
Okay.
All right. All right, Vikki, walk me through all the stuff.
Okay, so we have heavy cream, we have eggs, we have brown sugar, we have milk, Pam spray, vanilla, and different kinds of breads. I have a bagel and I have regular loaf bread. Okay, so that's where we're going to get started today. All right, so we're going to get started. First thing we're going to do is I'm going to turn on the oven, and in English it's 350. In Celsius for those in England, and in the UK it is 180.
You've already looked it up?
I have.
Wow.
It's so exciting.
You're getting downright good at the cooking
350.
presentations. Okay.
Now we're going to take some Pam or any other kind of cooking spray and spray my pan. Okay, and I just want to spray it lightly around so that nothing sticks. I'm going to put that over there and leave the pan to sit. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut up the bread. Now, I'm using several different kinds of bread
Why are you using different kinds of bread, Vikki?
because I have them in the refrigerator. Don't go out and buy different kinds. If you buy a loaf and you've got leftovers, great, use that.
What if my bread's a little bit stale?
That's okay too. We have some bagels that were given to me, and I don't really like bagels, okay? So, but I'm going to cut them up just like I have, and I had 4 or 5 of them, and I've already cut a lot of them up, see?
Bagels and breads?
Bagels and bread.
Oh my
We're just gonna
goodness.
cut them into chunks.
Living on the edge today.
We are. And see the pieces? We're just going to put them all in there.
So that's what happens when you run a home business, is you get phone calls in the middle of everything you do. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so I'm going to finish cutting up this bagel. I'm cutting it into smaller pieces so that then the egg mixture will make it soggy, because that's what you want. You want enough egg mixture, egg and milk mixture. Now, you can use any kind of milk. Almond milk, soy milk, whatever you prefer. I'm a plain old-fashioned girl that likes regular milk.
Good old-fashioned moo juice.
That's it. So I'm going to put all of these in here, and I'm going to mix it up so that way the bagel and the other bread is just kind of all mixed in there. Then, okay, what I'm going to do is I will move this aside now, okay, and now I'm going to take the eggs and the milk. Okay, now I'm also using heavy cream because I want that creamy little bit of texture in my
Could we
French
use
toast.
just milk?
You could.
Could we use just half and half?
No, half and half is a little too heavy. It doesn't absorb quite as much into the bread as does regular milk. Or you could use heavy cream and then add a little water to it because you
Okay.
want a little bit of both.
All right.
But I'm only going to use a cup of heavy cream in mine, and then I'm going to use the rest as milk.
By the time we post this, the recipe should be in the comments section or the description down below, because right now for about this many chunks of bread, we're using about that much milk. So we'll get approximate something in there for you.
Okay, now, because I know that this is a lot of bread, okay, I'm going to use at least 6 eggs, maybe 9. Okay, so crack, open. See, it's all in the red.
Crack, new egg.
New egg,
Crack, new egg.
new egg. Okay, just to let you know, you want to crack all the eggs, but I would suggest you crack them in a separate cup in case you get any shells, and then put them in the pan. In
So
the bowl.
1 egg at a time?
1 egg at a time.
All right.
All right, now I'm going to add a cup of milk, but I really think that because I have so much bread, I'll probably end up using a cup and a half, but we'll stir it around and see.
So how do I know what's the right amount when I start putting? Let's just say I mix up a whole lot of milk.
What you want to do is you want a really kind of pretty light yellow color, okay? And I'll show you the color in just a minute when all my eggs get really beat up, okay? You want to see the color?
Show us the color.
So that
A little higher. There we go.
That's the yellow color. It's just kind of a light yellow, but a real pretty creamy color.
So add more milk until we get to about that color.
That's correct.
For those of us who really like measurements, it's really about color and feel.
It is. The thing is that if you start out with small amounts of milk and then add a little more and a little more, then you'll get a feel for what you like. Because cooking is all about adding. You don't want to add too much because you can't take it away. So you add a little bit, just like I'm going to do with the vanilla.
Go.
Okay, so now I'm going to add a little bit of vanilla.
How much is a little bit?
I would say about 1/4 teaspoon. Okay. Now, I'm going to stir it around, and then I'm going to smell it. And if I can't smell the vanilla, then I'm going to add some more.
So add vanilla till it smells right.
Yeah, I can't smell anything right now. I can smell a little bit of the cream. So I'm going to add a little bit more vanilla and about another 1/4 cup. I'm sorry, 1/4 teaspoon, not a 1/4 cup. Not a 1/4 cup.
And for those who like to experiment with all of their food, the vanilla is one of the best smelling ingredients in the entire kitchen, and every time I drank it straight, it was terrible. So just so you know, if you were compelled to try it, go for it.
It smells wonderful.
But
now, I'm going to take all of this and I'm going to pour it over the bread. Okay? There we go. Now, you can see how it's all mixed in there and the bread's kind of floating on top. And see how it's just kind of mushing around? That's what you want it to do. And you want to have made enough to make sure that you've got your bread all in there. So just keep stirring it up until all your bread is well coated. Okay? And then it kind of just sits there. Okay, now I have stirred it around so that each piece has been thoroughly done. Now I'm pouring it all into my pan. Okay? And again, I'm taking it and I'm just making sure that it's covered. Now, you might add a little bit more, you might not. It really depends on you. This to me looks like it's going to be great. And you just let it sit there a little bit. And I am going to add a little bit, not very much, about 1/8 of a cup or a couple of sprinkles. Full.
couple of sprinkles or otherwise a large smidge.
Right, large smidge of brown sugar just to the top. Just kind of sprinkle it around just to give that mapley flavor whenever I take it out of the oven. See how there's not very much there. Okay, that's all I ever put on it. All right, now your bake's done. Now all you have to do is let it sit right here until your oven is ready. Once your oven is ready, pop it in the oven. And now, okay, if you're making a big dish like this one, oh, my oven's ready. If you're making a big dish like this, I will cover it so that then the center of it also bakes. Okay, if you pop it in right now, the outside and the bottom will bake, but the inside won't. So you want to make sure that you do that. So you put some foil on it. That way the inside of your bake will bake.
How long do you bake your bake for?
You bake it for 1 hour.
1 hour?
You'll check it at 45 minutes and see if it's done.
How do you know if it's done?
You will cut into it, and if it's still runny or any of that, a little too runny for you, put it back in for another 15 minutes. Make sure it's covered, though.
All right.
All right, and then we'll take it out in an hour and see you then.
See you in an hour.
All right, everybody, the oven has timed out, and so now it's time to take it out of the oven. Are you ready?
We're ready.
Okay.
And hungrier than ever. Oh, bring that over this way, would you?
I'm going to.
Go.
Isn't that gorgeous? That's absolutely brilliant, and it smells divine. So, now I'm going to cut into it. Now, some of you may want yours a little bit gooier, or maybe a little bit not quite so, look at that, not quite so bready. But you just have to play around with the recipe, and that's the best part about cooking.
So what happens if I use too few eggs?
Then it's like the top. See, the top is a little bready.
And if I use too many eggs?
Then it'll kind of be a little runny, more like an omelet.
And if I do it with my wife and have a really good time the whole time we're cooking?
Well, then
You can't go wrong.
Look at that. Look at how beautiful that is.
All right, I'm stopping fitting. I gotta go eat.
Bye.